Good evening, guys. All right, so I'm new at this. I hope that it all works out. I'm giving this a try. So today we're doing rigatoni alla primavera. So just to show you, what do we need? Mise en place. We've got a saute pan. We've got boiling water. It isn't boiling yet. The ingredients. Well, we're going to need sun-dried tomatoes, okay? Quantities are completely up to you. I've patted the sun-dried tomatoes dry so there's no oil left over in them. Capers, which, by the way, are from the nasturtium bush, which grows originally in Greece, mostly in Europe. They come either salted or brined. In this case, we've got brined. We've got Vigo brand artichoke hearts, which I sliced. These are roasted artichokes. And we've got mezzetta deli slice roasted pepper strips. Again, the quantities are completely up to you. I've got the recipe on the discussion site. Next, I like to use Greek Kalamata olives. Whatever olives you want to use, that's fine. You can use green olives, black olives, Kalamata olives, whatever. I've got a little bit of pesto over here. I will show you in a later video how to make pesto from scratch. And what do we got here? We've got some grilled zucchini slices and some grilled green beans. The zucchini slices, they're going to give flavor to the pasta, but they're also going to give texture because as it breaks up in the pasta, it kind of makes it creamy. All right? We've got butter. I use Miyoko's cultured vegan butter. That's a it's a vegan option. You can use regular butter. Extra virgin olive oil. Again, guys, do not use pumice olive oil. Do not use regular olive oil. Use extra virgin olive oil. I have Barilla, which is Italian, or use De Cecco, rigatoni. Now, pasta comes in two loose categories, short pasta and long pasta. You can use short or long for this, it doesn't matter. I usually use penne, but I don't have penne, so I use rigatoni. This is white wine. Obviously, for our purposes, this is a non-alcoholic white wine, which is available at Publix for cooking. But even if you were to use alcohol-based white wine, the alcohol would cook out because we're going to put it in the pan. Black pepper. Remember, grind your black pepper. Don't get it powdered. I've got some Italian-style crushed red pepper flakes. Salt. We've got pecorino romano, which is a sheep's milk cheese, but also you can use regular parmigiano. Shred it though, don't grate it, and be sure you buy Italian, guys, for genuine flavor. I've also got some onions. I've got some fresh green peppers which will give texture and flavor. I've got some carrots and some celery and some garlic. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to walk around and I'm going to film myself. That's my cat Freg's. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this show on the road. First, I hope you can see this. We are going to be mincing some garlic. So I'm going to lower the camera and let me show you the proper way to mince garlic here. All right. First thing you want to do, trim off the stem. Right? Then we crush the garlic. Why do we do this? Because it's easier to remove the peel. There we go. How much garlic you want to add is completely up to you. I'm Italian, I like garlic. Some people don't like so much, but it does give a nice flavor. So, At this point, we want to mince the garlic up. And how do you do that effectively? Add a little bit of salt to it. All right, so we got the garlic cloves here. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. The salt acts as an abrasive and it breaks the garlic down. Cruz, does everything look good over there? My wife is making sure that the video's showing correctly. So, I like the garlic finely minced because I hate crunching into a piece of garlic when I finish cooking or when I'm eating my sauce, right? My finished product. So, flatten it down, mince some more. You almost want to mince it to a paste. Wipe down the edge of your knife. And the garlic is ready. Okay, at this point, I'm going to take the rigatoni and I'm going to put it in the water. Is there any way that you can raise it up now, Cruz? Okay, hold on. Got it. Do it over here. There we go. Can you see over here? Okay, rigatoni, barilla. I'm gonna put it in the boiling water. The water has to be boiling, guys. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Not a lot, just to give the rigatoni some flavor. All right, I'm gonna throw this away. And I am going to give it a spin, a turn. Now this will take about 10 to 12 minutes. Remember, Italians like their pasta al dente, which means to the tooth, a little bit firm, okay? So, I still have a little piece of, there we go. All right, so, next thing, could you turn it around, Cruz, so they can see this? Can they see it? Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, so I've got a little bit of raw carrot here. And I'm gonna roughly chop this. There we go. This will give it texture and it will give it flavor. Another one. Again, the quantities are completely up to you. There we go. There's our carrots. Celery. I'm going to lower the water because it's really boiling hard. There we go. And I'm going to turn on the saute pan. Make sure I get the right one. There we go. I'm going to put it on medium high. I'm going to get the celery. Claw. Remember the claw, guys. Claw. Year 1 students, when we get back to class, I will show you basic knife skills, but always use the claw. All right, here we go. We got our carrots, we got our peppers. I'm sorry, we got our celery. I'm gonna chop up the peppers too. These are just little bits of pepper that I had left over from something else that I did. I don't throw away the ends because you can always use them for something else. Remember, guys, never throw anything away. Anything can be used again, right? So these peppers will give it more flavor, more texture than the roasted peppers. There we go. There we go. And then onion. I don't want to use a lot of onion, and I want to do my onion chopped, not sliced. So remember. Okay. and we chop. And that's probably going to be enough. I'm not going to use it all. Okay, so now we've got our ingredients. The next step is we're going to get a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to put it in here in the pan. That's about 3 tablespoons. Extra virgin olive oil. And a little bit of butter. We want to add butter to the oil for consistency, for texture, for taste, obviously, but also because butter will not burn if it's mixed with oil. Butter has a very low burning point, but when mixed with oil, it's good. Okay, the rigatoni are still cooking. All right. And I'm going to raise to medium high. And here we go. Now, the first ingredients I'm going to put in here, guys, are the ingredients that are raw and probably require a little bit longer to cook. So that means my celery, my peppers, my onions, and my carrots. So I'm putting them in there. And I'm going to let those cook down a little bit. I also have my onions. Okay, the garlic I'm not going to add until the end because we don't want the garlic to burn before the rest of the vegetables sweat. When I say sweat, we want to cook the vegetables, the ones that we just added, the carrots, celery, peppers, and onions, for about 5 minutes or until they start becoming translucent, right? So we're going to add this and let it cook down a bit. Okay. Meantime, remember, I wanted to go over some basics. I even have it written down over here because, you know, I get forgetful. Primavera. What does primavera mean in Italian? Actually, primavera is one of the seasons. It means spring, right? So in Italy, traditionally, this dish is made with vegetables that are readily available and are seasonal. What is a caper? I already explained to you. It's the bud from a bush called a nasturtium bush. And remember the olives. There's green and there's black olives. I find the Kalamata olives to be the best, okay? They're Greek, they're tastier, they have so much more flavor. And remember, pasta is loosely grouped into long and short. Okay, so now I love to hear that sound. The vegetables are sizzling. So we're gonna let these sizzle a little bit. And I'm wondering maybe, let me bring it to you so I can show it to you. You see how they are? All right, so I'm gonna put them back on the fire here and let them sizzle a little bit longer. Now, how long do you want to sizzle them for? Like I told you, until they become translucent. Or it's really individual, it's up to you. Do you like your vegetables crunchy? Then cook them less. Or if you want them, you know, soft, cook them more. It's completely up to you. While those are working, I am going to, let me put the onion aside, Parmigiano, and I am now grating the Parmigiano. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm shredding it. I prefer it shredded because it just has so much better texture. This will be saved until the pasta dish is over and we will sprinkle it on the top. That's basically what you want right there. Again, you could use pecorino, which is sharper, and it's made from sheep's milk, or Parmigiano, which is made with cow milk. Okay? Okay. So this is sizzling nicely. So now I'm going to add the garlic. And I'm going to put my knives in the sink. Stir this around. Oh my God, this is looking so good.
How long do you cook the pasta?
Well, follow the directions, but the best way to do it, I don't care what what you may have heard about throwing pasta against the wall, no. What you do is taste it. Taste it every now and again. The pasta should be cooked anywhere between 10 and 12 minutes, okay? Until it is firm to the bite. So I'm going to use a separate spoon for the pasta now. And this pasta is still hard. This is going to be at least another 5 minutes. So while this is sizzling, to bring out more flavor, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, okay? So we've got the sliced zucchini and the green beans. Now, I roasted these zucchini and I roasted these green beans ahead of time, okay? Drizzled a little bit of olive oil on them and then put them in the oven at about 450 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes, right? Then I pulled them out and I sliced them. So I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add the peppers and the artichoke hearts, the Kalamata olives, and the sun-dried tomatoes. And the capers. I'm going to throw these away. And I'm going to give this a good stir. So now all we have to do is let this sizzle together, and that's what it looks like. Let me get the olive oil out of the way. That's what it looks like. We're going to let it cook together. Now, Primavera can be, pasta alla primavera can be either red or it can be white. Today we're going to make it white. If you wanted to make it red, then you would add tomatoes to it, like a tomato sauce that you made ahead of time, or buy a can of San Marzano tomatoes and add it to it and let it simmer down. If you want a little bit of bite, that's when you add red pepper flakes. So I'm going to do that now, but not a lot. That's about it. I'd say that's about a teaspoon. And I'm going to mix that in. This, I wish you could virtually smell this because it smells so good. How's the pasta coming along? Looks like it needs about 1 or 2 more minutes. Now, this is important, guys. When you drain the pasta, do not shake the colander and get rid of all the water. You want some of that pasta water in your sauce. It's got flavor and it also adds more moisture, okay? So I'm gonna add a few grinds of black pepper to this. That's about 10 grinds of black pepper. And I'm gonna add the white wine. That's about a 1/4 cup, guys. I didn't use it all. I want to see how it comes, okay? How thick the sauce becomes. Okay, that's what it looks like now. See? And we're gonna let that cook about a minute. The pasta looks like it's done. How can you tell if it's done? You gotta taste it, guys. Okay, so I'm going to use a pair of tongs. Now it's a little bit below al dente, so I'm going to give it about another minute, and then it's going to be ready. So, keep my station nice and organized. I'm going to start putting my butter away while that's cooking, because remember, organized station is an organized mind. Okay. Put away my cheese. But remember, we also want to be wary about safety and sanitation. Cheese is a TCS product, time temperature control for safety. So I'm going to put it away. My rigatoni should be ready. So now I'm going to take these babies off of here and very carefully bring them to the colander. Actually, what I'm going to do for safety is put it right here, carry it back to the stove, pour the rigatoni rigatoni in. And swirl the sauce around.
Smells good.
Smells good there?
Yummy.
That's the way it looks. See? Oops, I got one on the table. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna put it back on the fire. Throw this away. Clean the table because remember, keep a clean station all the time. And we're gonna let this cook down a little bit. Meantime, I'm gonna get the plates. There we go. And a spoon to serve it with. And this smells so amazing. Oh my God, I wish you guys could be here to smell this. Okay. Don't want to let it cook too long. We don't want it to get too dry. So at this point, we plate it. There we go. That's a nice portion. Now this was 16 ounces of pasta. 16 ounces of pasta is good for 3 people if you're hungry, or 4 people, or even 5 people if you just want it as a first dish. I always cook extra because my wife likes to put it in the refrigerator and reheat it the next day. So I think that's more than enough. Let me get some veggies here at the bottom. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And at this point, I've got some of the pesto. I'm going to drizzle, and this is optional, but I like to drizzle a little bit of pesto on top. I made this earlier. I always keep homemade pesto around in the refrigerator. And there we go. And then Parmigiano. Rigatoni alla Primavera.
Yummy.
And guys, take care. I'm going to turn it off now.